Hello, welcome back to Rosie's Francis Art. Well, today I'm going to reveal the tray that I made yesterday. If you saw my other videos on YouTube, you saw how we made this beautiful tray to match the coasters that I made. And today I'm going to reveal it. It's still sitting inside its mold. I did decide to put knobs instead of the vertical handles. So I just wanted to give it a little, I don't know, maybe a little character to it. So I went ahead and I found these beautiful glass knobs that have gold in it. I don't know if you can see that, but they're beautiful. And I'm going to show the colors if you see how pretty this tray just turned out. I'm really, really happy with it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to remove it. So when you remove your mold, make sure you do all your corners, right? You do your sides. It should come off fairly easy. And this one looks like it's coming out fantastic because I didn't overlap it. And pulling off, pulling out, and it is just easily coming out. Look at that. It is beautifully, and there it is. There is the actual tray. I love it. You can see how pretty. Now there is a little bit of rough edges on it. Usually sometimes because of the way it's shaped. So what I usually do when that happens, I'll sand it down very lightly. Be careful when you're sanding your resin, you don't want to scratch it. So what I usually do is I'll use emery board that I get at Sally's or anywhere. And a lot of them have different degrees of the actual sand, I guess you want to call it, the sand or sandpaper. So I usually use this, and there's some of these have buffers on it, so I like it because it buffs it out and smooths it out for me. So I will probably do that in some of the edges. However, it looks fantastic. I am very, very, very happy with it. Now the back looks pretty good. I do have the knob in there. You can see the knob, and what I'll do is I'll cover this up with probably a clear rubber foot just to give it some height on it so it just doesn't sit on the actual table. You don't want to scratch your table if you have a nice table, so I will finish it off with that. But other than that, I am really, really happy on how it came out. And now I have my set of coasters that go along with my tray. And there it is. That is the final product. And again, I'm very, very happy with it. I just love it. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. It's like glass. It is just amazing. Hope you can see that. Again, my knobs, I just set them into the resin. When you're doing the knobs and you're setting them into the resin, or if you're going to do the handles, wait about an hour or two until the resin starts to get a little harder and firmer. So it's just easier to put the knobs in there. Because if you do it when it's too wet, they tend to move a lot and slide, and then you have to go ahead and put them back. So I just like to wait until it gets a little harder. Plus, it's just easier to set them in there until they cure into the resin. And this is exactly what these did, and I'm just very happy with this one. Look at that. Just pick it up with no problem. I love it. So I will put rubber feet on the actual knob section here. You can see that looks a little, but you can cover that up. That's not a big deal. But I love it. It's just gorgeous. It's pretty. It's well. Look at that. It's so, 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 so sturdy. I love it. I love it. Well, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you like this one because it's beautiful. Beautiful. So I'm going to set this down. And the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to do coasters, and I'm going to show you how to do coasters. Now these coasters are going to be with the matching tray or platter, you want to call it, because my daughter did not want the handles on it. So this is what we're going to do, coasters to have the matching set. With this one also, I'm going to put the little rubber feet that go on the bottom there. They're clear, so again, when they sit onto the table, it doesn't scratch her table. But again, she loved it. She actually wants me to make a bigger tray for her, so she has a set of her coasters. She'll have her medium-sized tray, and then she'll have a large tray. The large tray, I will definitely put the handles on, but she'll have this like with the platter. Again, this is heat resistant. It's also non-toxic, so if she wants to put little hors d'oeuvres on it, or you know, whatever you want to do, you can do and use that. So here are my coasters. Now, if you notice, my coasters already have my flowers, again, sort of laid out. Again, you can get your flowers, you can get them from online, your local craft store. So these I did get from my local craft stores because they match that tray. So again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this out a little bit. This one there, I'm going to get my Scotch tape and clean my mold and get stuff that I don't need on there. Make sure, because it will, you don't want it to go there. There's something on this one as well. I'll just clear it out. Looks like I had glitter or something. Something I must have touched that had it. And you just really hard make sure it goes out. There we go. Could be from the actual little flower that I have there. That's okay. That one's good. I think pretty much it's all cleared out. All right, so I'll go ahead and looks pretty clean. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead. I already pre-mixed everything, again, just to sort of save some time. So again, when you're using your resin, today's cold, so my working space is cold. So I had to heat up my resin, well, warm it up, not heat it up. So again, remember you want 72 to 75 degrees is a great temperature for your resin. And I'm gonna show you this, if you can see how beautifully and clear my resin is. I have no bubbles in it. Again, a lot of it is because of the quality of my resin and the resin that I use, which I use Nic Pro, which I really, really, really like, and the temperature. So I have no bubbles. It is clear. It's beautiful. And then we're going to use two colors. I'm going to use this beautiful green just to sort of lighten in the bottom around the coaster, just to make it look like grass. Okay. And then I'm going to use this brown gold. Very little though. Very, very little. I'm not going to use a lot. So let's get started. So with this, the first thing you want to do with these, I'm going to use first my clear resin. I'm going to pour my clear resin on the mold. And usually I go around again. And I should have enough of resin for all my coasters. And if I don't, I will definitely have to make some more. But I do believe I have enough. I can tell that one's already gonna give me problems. think I'm gonna have to make some more. So we just pour it in there. It's so soothing and so relaxing when you pour. I don't know, it just gives you such a nice little satisfaction there. You know, just, it's so calming. It's just so nice. I love it. So that looks pretty good. Let me go ahead and sort of fill up here before I pour my other one. Let me get that one there. Oh yeah, looks good. It's sort of, it is spreading around. Just filling in my little corners here. Fill in my little corners. And I think I'm gonna have to make some more. Don't like that. I don't like it when I have to make more. So, but then you can see the process of how I make it. So I'm gonna add a little bit more. I'm gonna do, again, this time I'm gonna do 50 and 50, so that's gonna equal to 100. And that should be more than enough. So you get your resin, and then you pour in your B, which is your hardener. Now I'm just going to show you this really quick. This is the brand that I like to use, which is NicPro. Very happy with it. I've tried other resins, but I find that I like the NicPro. Gives you just a great finish with your work. So I really do like it a lot. There we go. So just cover that up. Make sure when you finish using your resins in your containers that you put the lid on them, because you don't want them to tip over. So if you notice, there it is. It's nice and clear when it came out. And I just stir, and I stir, and I stir, and I stir. And you want to make sure that you stir for about 3 minutes to make sure it gets nice and mixed, and that all the air bubbles and the bubbles that occur in there dissipate. So you just stir and you stir and you stir. It's almost like cooking. If you're a baker or a cooker, you know what it is to stir and stir. So, and I just stir and I stir and I stir. And again, it looks really clear. I don't have a lot of bubbles, which is good. Again, because I did put my containers of resin in warm water, so they stay nice and warm. You can also, if you want to just warm your cup with the resin in it, you can get a large measuring cup and fill it up with warm water, and you can set your cup exactly into the warm water until you have it nice and warm. And this looks pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead now and just finish my pour, because I need it more on this one. It's just so sticky. Eek. Oh, very pretty. I do have a bubble in this one, but I'll fix that in just a second. Got a little bubble in that one, but I'll fix that one as well once and the bubbles due to the flour. So that looks there. So I'll get my stick and I will get rid of that bubble. Don't like that one, don't like that one. You just pop it and you're good. So far, so good. Not a problem. I like it. Now I'm gonna go ahead with my color. I'm gonna go with a little bit of the brown, just a tad. I don't want too much. Okay, so I just sort of pour. Just around, just to give it a little bit of color there. with this one. Just pour it around. You don't have to get too, as long as it's pretty color. It's very subtle. I didn't add a lot. It's very clear. I didn't want to have too much. And then here's my other one. And I'll just finish it off with this one. I'm just finishing it off. So I will get my stick and sort of floor it around, sort of give it that little nice natural look to it, which I love. And I just swirl it. I just sort of blend it in. That's what you want. Just sort of blend it, because it will, again, once you finish, it will give you that really pretty. And I just sort of blend it, blend it. It's just very, very subtle. It's very subtle. But I didn't want it too dark, because I wanted to make it look more like glass. So, and now I'm going to go ahead with my green. Well, my green, I'm just going to do a little bit on the edge here. Let me just remove that so I don't get it all over the place. All right. So my green, ooh, that is so pretty. And just go around the edge to make it look like grass, right? Pour. Again, it is extremely subtle. It's not that dark, because again, I want it to have a very glass look to it, just like the tray. So I didn't want to make it too dark. Oh, that is gorgeous. I love it. Beautiful. Just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Love it. So just go on the edges there. Beautiful. Then again, you can just sort of swirl it around. Now, coasters are really easy to make. They're not hard to make. I've made so many different type of coasters. So they're just not that, oh, that looks pretty. And then I'll mix this one. This one needs to be a little bit more mixed here. Now, with your flowers, you can move them, because they will move in there, so you can also set them in. One thing about the flowers and the coasters, what you want to make sure, if you're going to have a large leaf, put a small flower. If you're going to have a large leaf, then you put, a large flower, you put a small leaf. Because if you put too large in your coasters, then it looks too crowded, and you don't want you don't want it to look crowded. Okay. Oh, that looks beautiful. That looks gorgeous. I don't know if you can see that, but it just looks unbelievably gorgeous. So now I'm going to go with my second layer of my clear again, just to sort of, wow, beautiful. Do my second one. This just looks so pretty. Again, with the flowers, you got to make sure that they stay flat because they will rise and then they'll stick out, and you don't want that to happen. So I made sure that I flattened these flowers before I did anything with them. If I have to put more resin, I will, but let me see if I need to do anything with my flowers. You might have to go down and push them down. I do have some bubbles, so I'll do the heat gun now. This looks okay. Maybe I might move her a little bit. And you can play with it. You don't have to. That looks good. That one looks okay. Looks like they pretty much stayed. They're not rising. That's a good, because I did smash them down. So I'm gonna do my heat gun, get some bubbles out of there. Again, you don't want to put too much heat on your coasters. You don't want to burn your molds. It's beautiful. It is so pretty. Wow. I love it. It is gorgeous. I don't know if you can see that, but they look really pretty. I'm wondering if this one, yeah, that one looks okay. I just want to make sure that my coasters are full, and they look pretty full. They're not overflowing, which is good. You don't want them to go over to the side because that's not good. And then you'll get some rough edges. I do have, I think, a bubble there. Let me go ahead and pop that one, pop that one, pop that one. And I did. There we go. But there it is. This is the coaster. I love them. They look really, 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 really pretty. And again, they are going to be the matching set of that tray that I made. I don't want to pick it up because I got my gloves on and I'm sort of sticky. But there it is. So I really, 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 really like this. And sometimes you have to eyeball to make sure you don't have them too not full. And I do believe that this one probably needs a little bit more of the clear on it because it's not full yet. There we go. Now we got her. I think all of them are perfect. Again, I'll get my gun. Take some of those bubbles down. Perfect. Let me see if she looks like she wants to come up. This is the one. This is the one that I had problems also straightening out and flattening her out because she has a wire. The stick there, if you notice the stem, it is a wire. So eventually it will raise, and I don't want it to raise. And I did everything I could to flatten it out. So it looks like she went down, but this one here is coming up. Push her down. So what I'll do is I'll come in here every so often to make sure that she stays down and she will not float up to the top. But it looks like pretty much they're all settled into the bottom of the resin. And they look really, really pretty. I love that. That is gorgeous. So these are the coasters. So I'm going to let them sit. They're going to stay. And then tomorrow I will reveal them and see how we got. But I just love them. They're adorable. If you can see that, they look just really, 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 really pretty. So that's it. So tomorrow I'll display all of my trays and my coasters, and again I'll upload them on the YouTube. So please subscribe. Thank you very much, and bye bye.